Hello, I hope everyone is doing good. So this video is about why boredom is actually good. Like, it might feel like a shit feeling, but this is why it's actually a good thing to be bored. So there's so many like fake dopamine hits in this day and age. Like, everyone's constantly scrolling or on the TV or doing something. So many like fake dopamine reward hits that we constantly need. And no one can actually be bored anymore. Like, no one can like sit with themselves and be bored. And we're not exactly able to either, because there's so much fed to us and given to us, all these dopamine hits, all these rewards. We've got to be scrolling. But it's good to be bored, because that's when humans create. Like, that's when humans ascend their minds and find out things about themselves that they didn't know before, find out hobbies that they're interested in, find out about their minds, like go deeper into the depths of their minds to find out about themselves. That's when kids go outside to play and like figure out new games and like actually have fun, is when they're bored. And it's all planned, because if they can keep the monkey minds happy, then humans will always be happy where they are. They'll always be in the same base level, and they'll never look deeper into themselves. They'll never actually create from nothing, because they're never given the opportunity to actually be bored and sit with themselves. So next time, if you're getting bored, maybe instead of picking up your phone to scroll or something like that, maybe just sit with the feeling for a minute and choose to do something else with the time. Like, pick up a pen and start writing something that you've been wanting to get off your chest for ages. Maybe you've wanted to start making poetry or drawing, but you've never had the time because you're always scrolling. Go out on your bike, go for a run, go meet someone for a shag, go for a swim. Just do something that's actually human and that's actually contains good energy, that's energetic, that's you going into your mind to figure things out about yourself, what you're interested in, what you don't like, what's the reason behind emotions you've been feeling, whatever it might be. Just instead of instantly trying to fix the boredom that we never have anymore with these fake dopamine hits that keep us all on the same page, complacent with how we are, choose to do something else with the time, because it's actually good to be bored. That's how people create things for humanity. That's how humanity evolves. That's how consciousness evolves. That's how kids find out what they enjoy doing and what they think is fun. That's how kids get into trouble and have good stories to tell. That's how adults get into trouble and have good stories to tell. Even like when people meet their mates now, they'll just be scrolling on their phones. But they don't realise that with boredom comes exploration. With boredom comes ascension of the mind. With boredom comes connection to other people and connection to yourselves. And it's all planned because they want to keep us complacent and they want to keep us happy, so that we don't know ourselves and we don't explore ourselves and our fellow humans and this reality. It's kind of like in the Roman times. Like, I mean, it's not really the same, but it's kind of like if they can keep the slaves happy with entertainment and basic food, then they can keep the slaves from not asking questions, from not realising that they deserve better, from not realising that they're good at creating, that they're good at skateboarding. When we are bored as a species, that's when we invent things, that's when we invent fun, that's when we explore depths of our minds that we wouldn't have if we were just constantly not bored, because we were filling the time with superficial shit that didn't actually mean anything, but it just keeps our brain thinking that we're not bored. And being bored, it actually, in this day and age, it actually helps to regulate your nervous system as well, because all the overstimulation of phones, the overstimulation of fake dopamine hits, it makes your nervous system dysregulated, because your body is still bored and your mind is still bored, but your 3D self thinks it's okay because it's scrolling, because it's addicted to that shit. But it makes your nervous system dysregulated to never be bored, to never have time to sit with yourself, to create, to actually be human, to explore your mind. No wonder people's nervous systems are so dysregulated these days. It also gives you time to see outside the matrix, because if you can think for yourself, then you can see the manipulation tactics, you can see the propaganda that is used. Whereas if we're constantly complacent and distracting ourselves with things, it becomes easier for us to be coerced and manipulated, because we're not thinking for ourselves and our nervous systems are dysregulated with anxiety, with depression, with fake dopamine hits. And it's all fed to us for this exact reason. They want us to be like barcodes that are just happy serving the system and not thinking for ourselves. They think of us like we think of livestock. That's genuinely the truth. And so, yeah, all that shit is why it's good to be bored, why boredom is actually a blessing in disguise. Yeah. Peace, love, punk, always. See you in the next video.